welcome to the channel, everybody. In this video I'm doing some benchmarking in Assetto Corsa Competizione with my AMD 6700 XT graphics card and my Nvidia 3070. Now, some of the footage you're about to see, it's not 100% representative of the figures I'm going to put up on the screen, and the reason that is I don't have a separate streaming PC that does all the recording compared to my gaming PC. So when I record and game on the same PC, it does skew the results a bit. So I took all the benchmarking without recording, so the figures I'll be showing you are accurate. However, your visual representation on the screen is going to be different. But for the most part, this video is dedicated on ACC because it's one of the worst for FPS in sim racing. And that's mostly what this channel is about. So let's get into it. Okay, so here we are in ACC, and the first thing I want to get out of the way is this footage was taken on the 6700 XT with triple 1080 using FSR in ultra quality. Now, the first results I want to have a look at are just the basic results of the 3070 and the 6700 XT without any DLSS, without any FSR or anything, just the basic frame rates that I got with a triple 1080 mostly, with the settings on high graphical settings, also with contact patches enabled and a few other things. So it's pretty much fully up there in terms of how stressful ACC can get on the GPU. So let's get into the results. So the results for the 3070 with triple 1080 on high, you get an average frame rate of 107 FPS with a maximum of 117, which did beat out the 6700 XT on the same settings that averaged 81.7 FPS and a maximum of 92 FPS. So about 25-ish FPS more for the 3070 in this game, which, you know, sometimes the 6700 XT does beat out the 3070 in some games by a little bit, but ACC seems to really like Nvidia. I don't know if the recent update has helped with that, with DLSS and everything being enabled now. Maybe Nvidia's done some work there. The second result I want to have a look at is how the 67 XT went, just in comparison, because I know a lot of you out there might just be on a 1080 single screen or something. For comparison's sake, I did put in a single 1080 result. Even the 6700 XT can do an average frame rate of 206 FPS in this game on what is nearly the highest graphical settings, with a maximum frame rate of 228. So if you're on a single 1080, I mean, you're absolutely fine with something like the 6700 XT. If you're on 1440p, then again, the 6700 XT is going to be fine here. And I also whacked in a quick VR result as well. Not 100% representative, because for some reason with my PC and VR, it does cap the frame rate at 80 FPS despite the fact I don't have VSync on, and my VR headset is 80 Hertz, which is the Oculus Rift S. But I did do the normal high settings, the same as everything else, and I got an average of 75 FPS in VR, which is perfect actually. if I needed more, I could always use FSR, but the 6700 XT in VR is absolutely perfect for my 80Hz Rift S. And anyway, the next results are DLSS results. Obviously, the 6700 XT doesn't do DLSS, but I just wanted to throw them out there anyway. The 3070 on triple 1080 with DLSS in quality mode, it made the FPS jump up to 127 FPS on average and 136 maximum FPS, and then downgrading the DLSS to balanced, that jumps up to 135 FPS and a maximum of 144 FPS, I'm going to say. But anyway, back on the comparison of the 3070 and the 6700 XT, where we can actually compete because both Nvidia and the 6700 XT do FSR. Now, in FSR Ultra Quality, the average frame rate was 128.7 for the 3070 and 100 FPS for the 6700 XT, which again, we're looking at 25-ish to 30 FPS more on the 3070. And then dropping the FSR down to quality, it hit 137.5 FPS on the 3070 and 110, I'm going to say, on the 6700 XT. And then going towards balanced, the 3070 hit 150 FPS on average, and the 6700 XT on balanced got 125-ish FPS on average. Now, it's fair to say the 6700 XT got a bit outgunned here. The 3070 is just on average 25 to 30 FPS better than. So if you're looking for a new GPU to play ACC, I think Nvidia have the edge here. The 3070, at least in my country, is a little bit more expensive than the 6700 XT. So in my opinion, probably worth it. But it's worth checking out probably a video I did recently why I decided to change from the 3070 to the 6700 XT, particularly if you're on triples like I am. I think single sense and VR and all that, Nvidia is definitely better. But I just had problems with the 3070, which is why I upgraded, but kind of downgraded at the same time, to the 6700 XT. Now, for those of you that are wanting more of a graphical representation of the differences between DLSS and FSR quality, and you actually want to see it for yourself on the screen and just don't want to just see the numbers, in a previous video I did with the Assetto Corsa Competizione version 1.8 update, I did actually show you that in that video, and I recorded that. I didn't want to put that into this video because there was a lot of talking over it and it just wasn't going to work. But I will leave a link to that video, and you can see the differences when I was running the 3070 between DLSS quality and balanced and FSR ultra quality. But I'll quickly sum it up for you anyway. In my experience and what I decided to continue with, even with 3070, was not to use DLSS and actually use the FSR ultra quality, which is what I'm using now on the 6700 XT. But as I said, you can go view the physical difference over in that video there. The results is kind of skewed a little bit with the FPS. I was saying in that because I was recording at the same time as racing, but you will see more of a visible representation of the different qualities between the DLSS and the FSR and the 6700 XT and everything. So go check out that one if you want that. This video isn't really necessarily about the visual representation, it's more about the FPS you're getting between the 6700 XT and the 3070. And for this one, the 3070 is definitely a winner. But in saying that, especially if the 6700 XT is cheaper in your country as it is mine, by probably about $300-400 Australian dollars, when you can't quite get to the 3070 and you're just wanting to know round about what FPS you'll get in ACC with a 6700 XT, you can probably expect similar results to these, but if you wanted more FPS and you're running like 144 Hz screens and you want to get 144 Hz, you can easily drop the quality a little bit, probably as I will, to get a little bit more quality. As I said, with a 5700 I was getting over 120 FPS, but that was on very, very low settings, so you can easily get much more FPS out of this if you wanted to. If you're running triple 1440p, I do probably recommend the 6800 XT or the 6900 XT and the 3080s, maybe even 3090s and all that, if you're doing triple 4K. But yeah, that is the video. So anyway, there you have it, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. Hit that like button if you liked it, subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you in the next video.